The Digimon 2020 card game is genuinely one of the best card games I've ever played. This doesn't mean the game is without its flaws, however. Now that we're nearing our 11th main set, I think it's time to discuss some serious issues with the game's design. These 4 points of concern, I believe, need to be addressed sooner rather than later to maintain the health of the game. Tamers have been proven to be extremely powerful time and time again. The issue was first illustrated with the security control build relying on a density of tamers such as TK, Mimi, Kari, and... Kari! It only became exacerbated with the adult tie and mat in the bond decks and reached its zenith in BT7 with hybrids, as the issue only seems to continue into BT10 with the cross-heart strategy tucking Digimon safely under tamers. Currently, there is very little relevant tamer counterplay in the game. Right now, the only truly relevant cards we have are Argomon level 6, Lucimon Chaos Mode, Neo Devimon, Zord Defeat, and Black War Greymon, but they're limited in both their color and application. The solution will require new cards available to all colors. Now, this is a delicate balance as tamers see play in every deck, and some lower powered strategies have tamers critical to their goal. Pushing new generic tamer hate too far could only serve to benefit the best decks. My thought was to test the water with, say, 6 cost option, a white card that can be played regardless of color restriction as long as you control the Digimon. Destroy one of your opponent's tamers. 6 is a specific number, as if both you and your opponent had a memory retention tamer, you would have to pass them back to 3 regardless of popping their tamer. If we start weaker and scale up like Digimon did with hard removal, I think it would help to find a balance with this issue. Tamer counterplay is a gameplay issue, but moving past that, there's an issue regarding reprints. A great thing about Digimon compared to its contemporaries is that it can be a budget game. But while staples for newer decks can run for chump change, some older cards have seen insane price hikes. Because the initial sets released during COVID, early cards didn't have great distribution. Cards such as Magnangemon, Davis, and TK are generic and key to their colors and strategies. But since they have a limited supply, and now that their sets are out of print, sometimes those cards alone can encompass half the cost of their respective decks for a playset. The solution is straightforward and would need to be a reprint set, and this would be perfect for the next small-scale EX set. Concerns have been expressed that this will kill the value of these cards players have already bought. However, there's a solution for this as well: card art. A reprint set with needed cards and new art would solve a dual purpose. It would make the alts and original cards unique in the market, possessing their own value, while also being a reason to entice older players to get the cards they already own. Reprints of staples only serves to increase the user base of a card game by removing barriers of entry. This is critical for the future success of Digimon, as maintaining a healthy flow of new players is only good for the game. Earlier I mentioned the initial distribution issues for the first couple of sets due to COVID. However, getting product to Western regions continued to see difficulty following this. Now, I know players in the US, the UK, and Germany, and for all of them, dates have been pushed around the last minute, shops have not received product, and it only hurts the community. This could have been excusable if Digimon were a smaller card game, but this isn't Bandai's first rodeo. From speaking with friends in the Kaiserslautern areas, Midwest in the US, the UK, distributors for those regions are some of the most difficult to work with, and these were shop owners I was talking to. On top of just getting the product, it has also been a pain for smaller shops to receive support, such as the older sets with the dash packs and tournament pricing. I can't overstate that getting this right is critical to the success of the game, not only for getting product into the hands of players, but also fostering local game stores. As tabletop hobbies move to easier access on Amazon or big box stores, it only hurts players. While these are convenient, these locations will not be an environment to play in. Regardless, some have that as their only option. Some local stores have sworn off Bandai in the wake of these issues. I know a few personally from Anecdote that are just stepping away from the Dragon Ball CCG, Digimon CCG, and the upcoming One Piece CCG. The best solution is direct intervention on the part of Bandai by ensuring more quality control from the companies who push their products into the hands of players. And the final issue I would like to touch on is one that's been pretty critical to BT9 and what I've struggled with personally. In the Digimon card game, there are promotional cards, and the issue is these are functional cards, as in they offer unique game state effects, they are unique game pieces. Functionally unique promos are a card game design sin, and we're seeing this in BT9 with the promo Kuomon, Metal Greymon Ultros mode, Wergurumon Sagittarius mode, which are all key players to their respective strategies and decks. This also isn't a new problem. In the past, Promo Diaboromon, Security +1 Greymon, and the Wergurumon are all much older release promos that had the same issue or are currently having the same issue. Promos end up seeing not as much of a supply in the market as they can only be found in limited promo packs and become even harder to find as those sets leave print. They can't even be fixed with reprints of the sealed product like the collection boxes that they did for EX02 or EX01, as those do not come with promos. This problem also worsened with the previous issue as some stores did not receive certain promo packs to give out with the product. So if you have an example like the Ghost Game Tamer and Digimon promos, which are going to end up being very critical to those character strategies, those aren't easily accessible. Dash packs, box toppers, or other promotional slots can still exist and aren't exactly a bad thing inherently, but should only be in the form of alternate arts, like what we've been seeing with the egg box toppers and tamer box toppers of the past. If we move forward with alternate arts being the box toppers instead of the unique promos, other players will have an easier time having access to all of these cards so they can play their decks. In the end, this fosters a healthier metagame because you have more players playing more in different types of decks instead of going to the ones where they don't need to get certain promotional cards that could encompass a large chunk of the budget for the deck. Also, just from a game design aspect, sometimes it doesn't make sense. One thing that always stuck out to me is you look at the promotional Palmon that grants jamming, and then you look at the Weedmon from that same time. When comparing those two cards, they're effectively fulfilling both powerful purposes, but Palmon should not be a promotional rare. It could have been a common in set with how generic it is to the Digiburst strategy, and that's the case with a lot of these promos. The Were Garurumon and the Metal Greymon both offer a protection clause similar to their uncommon champion counterparts. It's a little bit easier when promos are super unique or doing weird things or helping extremely niche strategies like the Kudamon that worked with the Kentorusmon, but if it's an extremely basic card, then you're running into a spot where your mechanics are going to be stranded without the support they need. I was hoping the problem would go away, but with Digimon Survive's promotional cards, it seems to be continuing, which especially doesn't make sense, as with the partners chosen, they already had counterpart cards in the TCG. Those could have just been reprints of those cards with the art featuring the Survive protagonists. I hope moving forward, Bandai can see the player complaints in the surveys and keep specific cards accessible. So where do we go from here? I've spent the past couple of minutes talking about major issues with the Digimon Card Game, but I don't want my take to be misunderstood. Digimon's an amazing card game and has one of the most healthy and supportive communities I've ever been a part of. And this is why I'm so passionate about these issues being fixed so that it does not end up like so many dead games before it. When I look at Dragon Ball and other Bandai TCG, it suffered many of these same issues and its community has struggled. The past few years in general have been a Digimon revolution. Last Evolution's released, the 2020 reboot anime, Ghost Game, and so many more great entries to what was once a struggling franchise on the verge of cancellation. It's best we carry that momentum into the card game, and we as players should expect the best of it. So please, participate in Bandai surveys, talk to your LGS about these issues, and hopefully we can watch the game evolve to its own perfect level and beyond. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day. Hey all, Tepid from Legion TCG, and I just want to say thank you once again for watching the video. We're trying something a little bit different today from the usual deck profiles and gameplay footage. Let us know in the comments what you think. Also, do you have any changes you would want to see with the Digimon card game? Any changes on the part of Bandai? Maybe we can work them into a future video. I just want to give one last shout out to the wonderful artist for our thumbnail art from Cyber Sleuth. That's my friend Jade on Twitter. You can find her at @Ubenchez, and I'll be dropping a link to her profile in the bio. I'm also putting the invite URL for the Legion TCG Discord. Feel free to join it. We have lots of wonderful events coming up this week and more, and lots of great content coming in the future. Once again, stay safe and have a wonderful day.